The sun has set, the lights are low, the candles are lit. It is now time for Creepypasta.
It is now time for Creepypasta. Creepypasta, Episode 1, Story 1, The Shack, music by Philip Sard, from the classic film, Ghost Story.
Somewhere in the middle of Cowpaus Hulu Forest in western Kalimantan in western Borneo, Indonesia. Okay, Indonesia, that's what Dr. Dre smells like. So, somewhere in the middle of the Cowpaus Hulu Forest in a place that smells like Dr. Dre, you can find an abandoned wooden shack. Because of course you would. That's exactly why you're there. This wooden shack would not be visible in the daytime, and it doesn't always exist every day because of... yeah, cool. Why would it? Though, if you are lucky enough, you could encounter this wooden shack if you fulfill these requirements. There's 4 requirements here. Okay. So, number 1, don't enter the forest barefoot. And I think this is just good advice in general. You know, I'm a city dude. It's like, treat it like Hate Street. You know, don't even wear flip-flops. For real. Just don't do that. Okay. Number 2, don't bring any kind of needles, especially sewing needles or any sharp hyphen-pointed objects that resemble needles, period. Okay, that just completely ruins my plans for what I was going to do in the woods, but okay. I'm sure this is leading somewhere, so you have to trust. You have to trust the Creepypasta Wikia, or else the demon will just... Demons do really gnarly stuff to you, and they do it forever, and you don't want that, because after a while you're going to realize this just sucks and there's nothing you can do about it. So, okay, don't bring any needles. Number 3, bring a nail clipper. Newly bought. Yo, for real though. Don't be bringing that old stank nail clipper you've been using for like 10 years. It's all rusted and stuff. You've been like hacking away at them thick old toenails and like digging stuff and filing things out with a little hooky, filey thing. Like, seriously. Demons, they might wallow in their own shit, but they really are offended by gross nail clippers. So make sure that you bring stop at the corner store on the way. You do it before you go to Dolores Park. You get the corkscrew. You get a new one because you forgot that you had one. That's why you have 12 at home. So seriously, just go get a new nail clipper. It's like $5. It's worth it. It's worth not being molested by demons in the face for the rest of your life because you didn't want to spend $5 on some nail clippers. Okay, so excuse me. Number 3, bring a nail clipper, newly bought, and make sure all of your fingernails haven't been trimmed. Pardon me. Haven't. Should have read the whole thing first. Okay. Number 4, if you are a smoker, refrain yourself from smoking and don't bring any cigarettes with you, period. They didn't say anything about weed, so I think I'm okay. You must enter the forest between 6 o'clock p.m. to 6 o'clock and 6 minutes past p.m. So you can enter the woods from any area of the forest. Well, that's obvious, but your first step into the woods must be done with your left leg if you want to start the search. After that, walk straight or gaily forward, whichever you choose. And don't turn into any directions. I'm not sure how that's possible, but okay, I think I get the gist. Like, don't, just keep going straight is what they're saying. Just keep denying the fact that you would rather be with someone of the same sex. If there's an obstacle keeping you from going straight, like religion, I guess, you must tackle that obstacle at any cost. I thoroughly agree. Don't ever look behind you. Oh man, I'm leaving that one alone. Okay. Don't ever look behind you or you won't be seen anymore. Walk straight until you bump yourself into a very giant tree. I have a friend who came out to me a few years ago, and I'm pretty sure he told me a story about, Pride, where this happened once, and I know where this is going, so let's just call this all subtext right here. This giant tree has a weird green-colored stain that resembles a human face on the side that you're facing. Trim both of your little fingernails with a nail clipper, and leave the trimmed nails in the ground closely to the side of the giant tree. After that, continue walking by taking a left from that tree. If you forget to trim your fingernails there, a shadowy creature will appear from the giant tree and catch you. It will tear all your fingernails apart, leaving your fingers to bleed. Your fingers will be in pain, like it's burning on every tip of your fingers. Then, that creature will disappear and you may continue your search. So that's cool. At least he lets you do, but he's like, fuck your fingernails. Walk straight like before. Seriously, stop with the sachet Shantae. Just walk straight and don't look behind you. Don't you fucking look at me. After 10 minutes, you will start to hear some whispering in the air. Around 5 minutes after you start hearing the whispering, you will hear an eardrum-splitting scream. At this point onward, don't ever let your mind blank. If you fail to keep your mind busy, the whispering will take over your mind and you will be driven insane. There is no closing your ears shut. There is no closing your ear shut. That's what it says. Okay. Yeah. It will take around 30 minutes for you to bump. It will take around 30 minutes for you to bump into another giant tree. Oh, jeez. You've just been waiting for this your entire life. The whispering won't be heard, and you don't need to keep your mind busy anymore. This tree has a similar green-colored stain, but this time it will resemble your lover's face. If you don't have any lover for the time being, it will show your future lover's face. Okay, that's cool. This time, trim both of your index fingernails and leave it on the ground like what you did before. Isn't that like a Lil Jon song? Leave it on the ground like what you did before. Been a DJ for 20 years. Forgive me. Continue walking and turn right this time, instead of wrong like you've been doing your entire life. And keep walking straight like before, you fairy. Stop it. The demons, they're not ready for that yet. They still haven't got will and grace, okay? They don't know about it yet. They don't know that everybody's cool. Like, they're very threatened. Okay. If you failed to trim your little fingernails when you encountered the first giant tree, you won't have any fingernail left on your hands. That's what it says. You won't have any fingernail left on your hands. That shadowy creature from before will appear again to catch you, and it will feast on your brain. You will slowly lose your sanity, and then your consciousness. You will wither and eventually die, which I think, honestly, that's kind of like thank you, Captain Obvious there, because if something is feasting on your brain, I think you're gonna die. You're gonna die, because zombies, they're not the kind of zombies that are in the movies. That's not how it's gonna be. If someone chomps your skull open and pulls the brain out of the head, there's no more person. And I know it seems like there's a lot of people out there walking around that don't have a brain in their heads. That's not true. They do have brains in their heads. There are functioning brains in their heads. They function. They do function. And they're delicious. So if you succeeded to continue your search after walking straight for nearly 20 minutes, which must have been torture, especially with that Bronski beat tape that you brought with you. I mean, good Lord. You will arrive at an empty land surrounded by the woods. There is an uncertain chance that the shack will be there. If you're unlucky, you won't see the shack anywhere. Oh, they threw me. I thought it was going to be the other way around, but instead, you will see a red wooden door in the middle of the area. Before you enter this door, knock it 7 times. Oh shit. Party rock, knock on the door. Open the door and you will find yourself back outside the forest, and rewarded with a little empty piece of paper. Now, I need to just make a point here. I wasn't, I was okay in English. That was kind of what I did when I was younger and full of hope and hatred. Now it's just hatred. I don't remember much about any of it, but one thing I do know is that having a comma and the word "and" after it is redundant. It's one or the other. It's not necessary to have both. So, open the door, and you will find yourself back outside the forest, and rewarded. That's not necessary. Just go, open the door and you will find yourself back outside the forest and rewarded with a little empty piece of paper. Or, open the door, you will find yourself back outside the forest, rewarded with a little empty piece of paper. And I say found because that's the word they used, so that's the word. Okay. You can write down a wish on the paper, and in the 7th day, after that your wish will be granted. But in the 8th day, you will be chased down by the shadowy being, that fucker. If you get caught, it will tear your limbs apart, rip open your chest, and eat your insides, and make you listen to Matchbox 20, all while you're alive. That asshole. What a fucking prick. Seriously. Like, why aren't you just trying to at least, get a nut shot in or something, to hurt him, bite him back. Seriously. Bite his nipple off. If you survive somehow, in order to keep that shadowy being from ever appearing again, you must eat a newborn baby once in a week. You don't have any other attempts to find the shack again, because the shadowy being will kill you the instant you enter the forest again. So, yeah, you better eat those babies. Okay, failing at knocking the door 7 times, party rock and knocking the door, will throw you back outside the forest, and you will forget everything. Literally everything, including your name, period. It will be a waste if you forgot who is your future lover, right? In a mere 6 hours, a tiny black hole will appear before you and suck in your body. Your body will be torn apart before being sucked in. Do you wonder what these shadowy creatures are? You will be one of them. So there you. Now, if you're lucky, the shack will be there in that area. Before entering that shack, knock that door exactly 6 times, yo. The door won't open if you knock more or less than 6. The door will be open. Go inside the shack and you will meet a human figure sitting in the center of the room. There is also an empty chair in the front of them. It can be a male or female. The chair? Okay, there's a person. Okay, there's a chair in front of the people. Or the person. It's a person. It can be a male or a female, but it always shares the same features. With what? Okay. 2 bloodshot eyes wearing a long, dirty cloth, a disfigured body, and many stitches on the unclothed skin. The person will always wield a stone knife in their right palm. Pay attention to that stone knife. Upon looking at you, this person will ask a question in your native language. It will ask your name and your mother's name. Answer that truthfully, or this person will jump at you and stab you in the heart with the stone knife. That actually sounds like my mother, so she would know if I was lying. Don't avert your gaze from this person. Let the gaze go. It's okay. They usually are very good at diffusing situations. Very friendly people. He or she will get angry and stab you in the heart, 2. Okay. After that, sit on the empty... I don't even remember why we're doing this. After that, sit on the empty chair, and now it's your turn to ask him/her 3 questions. You can ask about the secrets of the universe, the existence of God, who your destined lover is, your future, if you're gonna get a car for your birthday, if Taylor Swift is gonna nerf... After the second question is answered, you will notice that the body is getting shrunk by a bit. When he/she is about to answer your 3rd question, you must snatch the stone knife from their hand. Okay. Do it quickly and then stab their left eye. Yes, I'm on board. In that instant, your head will feel like it's going to explode. Bear the pain with all of your power, because if you are unable to bear it, your head will explode. Comma. Capitalized. Literally. You must escape from the shack after you stab that person in the eye. No fucking shit. If you listen to this person until he/she has finished their answer for your third question, you will be eaten alive by them. If you're able to leave the shack unharmed, the shack will then disappear. You will find yourself returned to the empty area. But now a green door will appear, and Marilyn Chambers is behind it, so be careful. Now trim your thumbs, fingernails, and leave it in front of the green door to open it. Failing at this step will trap you in this place. The headache will intensify, and your head will, it's gonna explode. So, you know already. Your head's gonna explode. You gotta do. If you succeeded, open the door and go into the dark tunnel. That's not code for anything. At the end of the tunnel, you will find yourself returned to the outside of the forest. The painful headache will be gone. And you're granted with unlimited knowledge of the universe. Even the ability to foresee the future. But don't you even try to share this knowledge by any means. If you fail to keep it for yourself, you will lose all of your senses. First, your eyes will disappear, leaving your eye sockets hollow. You'll bite your own tongue and swallow it. Your ears disappear like it's not there to begin with, so does your nose. Your skin will be ripped from your body, leaving your flesh and veins exposed, and you simply can't die. Immortal, but in such a curse and pain. Now, if you fail to escape from that horrified human figure, he/she will lock you on a steel table. You'll be mummified alive by them. You'll be forced to drink a green liquid that will liquefy your insides, then bandaged like every mummy out there. They will bury you outside the shack. Soon your body will become one with the woods. If you don't listen to me and forget not to bring any needles, you will face the worst curse. You won't be able to escape that shack after stabbing that person in the eye. You will be frozen, and those needles you brought will multiply and multiply. They'll be like hell needles. Be like piercing your body again and again. After your body is shattered into pieces, it will be sewn together again, full of stitches everywhere. You're granted with unlimited knowledge inside your head, but now you're a mindless doll, waiting for another human to seek answer from the shack. You will serve as the shack's occupant, like anyone else before you, and you will ask for my address when I'm buying batteries. Trying to find out who signed this. The categories are ritual, places, and dismemberment. So I guess that means it's like, when you're not a member of something anymore. But, yeah, no one signed it. Okay. That was the shack.